students. In the last class also we discussed about electron transport chain for better understanding and explaining, or I'm repeating again. But today we'll discuss about involvement of complex 1 and complex 2. Last class also we discussed about involvement of complex 1, right? How the ATPs are synthesized. We discussed. But I thought last class explanation, it's like an basic explanation, right? See here, today we are discussing about each and every complex structure and how many number of electrons are transported, and the transport of electrons supporting for the pumping of H plus ions, and different complexes and names of complexes, and the complexes are interact with what type of components, right? So here, today we are going to discuss about electron transport chain. Same thing. See, the name here indicates electron transport chain, but all of you remember, here the target is not the transportation of electrons. Electron transportation is definitely important, but the main concept is here pumping of H plus ions. Pumping of H plus ions. See, we see the one of the electron transport chain which is linked with NAD H plus H plus. See, within NAD H plus NADH plus H plus, that one is equals to the 3 ATPs. Especially, see, this is the matrix. This is the matrix of the mitochondria, right? And this part is the inner membrane of mitochondria. This one is inner membrane of mitochondria, right? I'll write here. This is inner membrane of mitochondria, right? This is perimitochondrial space. This is perimitochondrial space. This is outer membrane of mitochondria. This is the outer membrane of the mitochondria. This one, right? So this is about the different regions within mitochondria. See, within TCA cycle, high energy compounds are produced. That high energy compounds are interact with the electron transport chain. The high energy compounds are here. One is that NADH plus H plus, and other one is the FADH2. The FADH2 is equals to the 2 ATPs. The FADH2 is equals to the 2 ATPs. So here NADH plus H plus interact with the complex 1 and FADH2 interact with the complex 2, right? So this is the one of the NADH, NAD dehydrogenase or NADH dehydrogenase. See here what I am telling here, this is the very first complex in the electron transport chain. Generally the shape of complex 1 is the L shape. The shape of complex 1 is the L shape. NADH dehydrogenase, L shape contains structure. L shape contains structure. See here, whatever that TCA cycle produced NADH plus H plus, it's involved in the donation of electrons. It's converted into the NAD plus. So here the high energy compounds is converted into the low energy compounds by the donation of the electrons. By the donation of the electrons. See here, H plus ions also donated. Remember here, whatever that complex 1 is there. Okay, this is the complex 1 structure. This is the complex 1 structure. The complex 1 structure. The complex 1 structure. Okay, involving the pumping of 2 H plus ions. Pumping of 2 H plus ions. So all of you remember, whatever that NAD dehydrogenase is there, that is the enzyme interact with that NADH plus H plus, it's converted into the NAD plus. So during this process, from matrix 2, this is the matrix part, from matrix 2, okay, perimitochondrial space, 2 H plus ions are transported. 2 H plus ions are transported. So this is the NAD dehydrogenase enzyme. NAD dehydrogenase enzyme. That is nothing but complex 1. This is nothing but the complex 1, right? So, say, sir, here NAD donates electrons. How many number of electrons are donated? Remember, 2 electrons are donated. 2 electrons are donated. again these two electrons are pumped from complex 1 to iron sulfur clusters. Iron sulfur clusters. So FeS. Here FeS indicates iron sulfur clusters. Iron sulfur clusters. Right? So here iron sulfur clusters are there. The iron sulfur clusters which are involved in the transportation of electrons from complex 1. Right here. See, the electrons are transported from complex 1 to iron sulfur clusters. Iron sulfur clusters are transports the electrons to the ubiquinone. Last class also we discussed ubiquinone, right? See, ubiquinone is also called coenzyme Q. Ubiquinone is also called coenzyme Q. Ubiquinone is also called coenzyme Q, right? See, this is the ubiquinone. Ubiquinone having here two states. One of the state is the oxidized state. One of the state is the oxidized state. So once the ubiquinone gains the electrons, first of all, once it gains the electrons, then it's immediately interact with the H plus ions. Remember, any compound, this is the basic concept of the physics. This is the basic concept of the physics. See here, always electrons are transported from low redox potential to high redox potential. Low redox potential to high redox potential. When some compounds gains the electrons, in that case for the stabilization process which are interact with the H plus ions, that is nothing but the protons. So here, whatever that H plus ions are there, these H plus ions interacted with the ubiquinone. When ubiquinone gains the electrons, automatically it's interact with the 2H plus ions. Then this one is converted into the ubiquinone. This is the oxidized state, converted into reduced state. The oxidized state converted into reduced state. So the reduced state is called as ubiquinone. The reduced state is called as ubiquinone. Oxidized state is called as ubiquinone. Reduced state is called as ubiquinone. So this is the reduced state. Then this enzyme have the capacity to moving from here inner side to outer side. This enzyme have the capacity to moving from inner side to outer side. Then it accepts the electrons from the matrix and pumps the it accepts the electrons and it accepts the protons. It accepts the electrons and it accepts the protons. So ubiquinone accepts the protons from matrix. Accepts the electrons from accepts the protons from matrix. Then these protons are pumping from matrix to perimitochondrial space. Very simple, right? Ubiquinone, this is the oxidized state. Once it gains the electrons, it accepts the protons from matrix. Then this one change into the reduced state. Again, the protons are transported into perimitochondrial space. So this is about the 2H plus ions. So here ubiquinone involved in the pumping of 2H plus ions. So here complex 1 involved in the pumping of H plus ions. Ubiquinone also involved in the pumping of 2H plus ions. Then the next one is that complex 3 there is in cytochrome B and iron sulfur clusters are there. Right? Again this one interact with that ubiquinone. Same case, ubiquinone and ubiquinol. Right? See this cycle and this cycle. This one is also called Q cycle. So here there is a Q cycle is there, means there is in conversion oxidized state to reduced state to oxidized state. So the cycle, there is in cyclic manner reactions are takes place. That's the reason why that one is called as Q cycle. Right? Again here, at complex 3 also here there is in 2H plus ions pumping is takes place. Right? Here H plus ions are transported from matrix to perimitochondrial space. right? Next one is that cytochrome C1. Okay, so here electrons are pumped from ubiquinol to cytochrome C1, right? Again, the cytochrome C1 interact with that cytochrome C. Remember, cytochrome C is the mobile electron carrier. Mobile electron carrier. So here this one is moving from cytochrome C1 to cytochrome A3. Or suppose this is the cytochrome C1 structure, and this is the cytochrome A and A3 structure. So these two are fixed. Within the membrane, but the moving one is cytochrome C1. Cytochrome C, not C1. Cytochrome C, right? So the cytochrome C moving from here to here, again here to here, because see, once it gains the electrons, it's moving from here to here. Once it loses the electrons, it's moving from here to here. So cytochrome C is the mobile electron carrier. Cytochrome C is the mobile electron carrier. Finally, it's interact with that the complex 4. There is an A and A3, right? So all these are the components which are interact with that complex 4. See, there is an cytochrome A and A3 is there. Here we know there is an we are breathing that oxygen. Okay, generally the state is the O2 state. The free radicals generation. Free radicals are nothing but by the complex 4, the O2 is converted into the half O2 and the half O2. Half O2 and the half O2. Free radicals generation also done by that complex 4. Especially this is the one of the molecular oxygen. It's interact with the the molecular oxygen interact with the electrons followed by 2 H plus ions. The molecular oxygen have the capacity to take electrons and to take the H plus ions. That's the reason why it forms the water molecule. So within the electron transport chain, the electrons are transported from low redox potential to high redox potential. Low redox potential to high redox potential. So which one is the strong electron acceptor within electron transport chain? Which one is the strong electron acceptor within electron transport chain? Remember, okay, this is the half O2, molecular oxygen. Molecular oxygen is the strong electron acceptor within electron transport chain. So why here electrons are transported from here to here? Remember, here our target is not the transportation of electrons. Our target is always pumping of H plus ions. So here H plus ion concentration is low. Within the matrix, H plus ion concentration is low. Within that peri-mitochondrial space, high H plus ion concentration is there. All of you remember the H plus ion concentration differentiation. It's supporting for the generation of electrochemical gradient. That is nothing but proton gradient. So here low H plus ions are there. Here high H plus ion concentration is there. Normally no way for the pumping of H plus ions from here to here. Normally no way for the balancing purpose. Only one way is there. The way is the complex 5. See, whatever that high concentration of protons are there, high concentration of H plus ions are there, which are transported through the complex 5. So through the complex 5 here, H plus ions are transported. Okay, 2 H plus ions are transported. See, these H plus ions, while transportation is occurred, that time that electrochemical gradient supporting for the rotation of ATP synthase enzyme. So we know about that ATP synthase enzyme. There is an F0 part is there, and this is the F1 part is there, right? So there is a base part and there is an head part is there, which are also lollipop shape like structures. These are also called F1 particles, which are also called oxysomes. Within that F1 particles, there is in 3 alpha subunits and 3 beta subunits. 1 gamma subunit is there. So here, while that H plus ions pumping takes place, or electrochemical gradient, movement takes place through the ATP synthase enzyme. That time rotation of head moiety, the rotation is occurred. So the rotation takes place, then ATP synthesis occurs. ATP synthesis occurs. See, for synthesis of one ATP, 2 H plus ions are moving. So here 2 H plus ions are moving from here to here. That time one ATP molecule synthesis takes place. One ATP molecule synthesis takes place. So here ADP plus PI, especially which are interact with the beta subunit, right, converted into the ATP. So this is the one of the complex 1 involvement. All of you remember the key points and main points here. See this one, NAD dehydrogenase, 2 electrons. Every case, here every case 2 electrons. 2 electrons, right, 2 electrons, right, 2 electrons. Here up to this one only, right. So finally the electrons are accepted by the half O2. Then water molecule formation. So here the very important points, complex 1 involved in the pumping of H plus ions, ubiquinone involved in the pumping of H plus ions. So this is the, okay, this is ubiquinone, this is complex 3, right, also involved in the pumping of H plus ions, right, complex 3. Remember complex 4 not involved in the pumping of H plus ions. Complex 4 not involved in the pumping of H plus ions, right. See other names for the complexes. Complex 1 is called as NADH dehydrogenase, right? NAD dehydrogenase or NADH dehydrogenase, your wish. Okay, if anybody want to add, right? A complex 2, okay, succinate dehydrogenase. Okay, we did not mention here complex 2. Okay, we are discussing about the involvement of complex 1. Next one we will discuss about the complex 2 involvement. So next one is the complex 3, cytochrome C reductase. Okay, complex 3 is also called cytochrome C reductase. And complex. So the next complex is the complex 4, right? This one is also called cytochrome C oxidase. Cytochrome C oxidase. Cytochrome C oxidase. See the difference between complex 3 and complex 4. One is the reductase, other one is the oxidase. So cytochrome C reductase is the complex 3. Cytochrome C oxidase is the complex 4, right? And complex 5, that is the last complex, ATP synthase enzyme. ATP synthase enzyme. Then these are the 5 complexes having the different types of names. Remember all of you, complex 1, this one is called NAD dehydrogenase or NADH dehydrogenase, right? Complex 2, this one is called as succinate dehydrogenase. Other one is also there, FAD. Other name is also there, FAD reductase or FAD dehydrogenase. FAD dehydrogenase, right? So these are the other names. Complex 1, NADH dehydrogenase. Complex 2, 2 names are there. This one is also having the 2 names. Succinate reductase, FAD dehydrogenase. Complex 3, cytochrome C reductase. Complex 4, cytochrome C oxidase. Complex 5 we know ATP synthase enzyme. So this is about that other complexes. All of you remember there is a very important points are there for synthesis of ATP. These are also called theories for the ATP synthesis. The first one is called as chemi-osmotic theory. Chemi-osmotic theory. Remember, chemi-osmotic theory indicates here synthesis of ATP based on proton gradient. We know this is the high H plus ion concentration region. This is the low H plus ion concentration region. So this is the low H plus ion concentration region, that is the matrix. This is the high H plus ion concentration region, that is the perimitochondrial space. So there is a concentration differentiation is there, that one is supporting for the generation of electrochemical gradient, that is nothing but proton pump or proton gradient. That is nothing but proton gradient, right? So that proton gradient, okay, supporting for the transportation of H plus ions from perimitochondrial space to matrix. Perimitochondrial space to matrix. So here the 2 H plus ions are pumping from the perimitochondrial space to matrix. That time here ATP synthesis will be takes place. ATP synthesis will be takes place. All of you remember there is a chemical differentiation is there between the matrix and the perimitochondrial space. Okay, that one supporting for the synthesis of ATP, the theory is called as chemiosmotic theory. The theory is called as chemiosmotic theory. Second one is also there, rotatory binding theory. The second theory is called as rotatory binding theory. Okay. According to this theory, once that H plus ions are moving from here peri-mitochondrial space to matrix, that time ATP synthase enzyme having that head moiety, right? The head moiety rotating like this. Once the rotation takes place, then that rotation provides the energy for the ATP synthesis. So that one is called as rotatory binding theory. That one is called as rotatory binding theory. So simply two theories are supporting for the ATP synthesis, right? One is chemiosmotic theory, other one is the rotatory binding theory. So this is the involvement of complex 1. We know here NADH plus H plus that is present inside the mitochondria, that one is equals to 3 ATPs, right? So we have discussed about the involvement of complex 1. The next one we will discuss about that involvement of complex 2, same pattern but only one difference is there. The starting point is the only difference, right? So this is about involvement of complex 1. Next one we will discuss about the involvement of complex 2. Here coming to the next one is involvement of complex 2. Here FAD dehydrogenase is there. This one is also called succinate reductase, right? That complex is called as complex 2, right? So here this one is interact with that FADH2. The FADH2 is converted into FAD plus. Here every time 2 electrons transportation takes place. Again that same pattern, ubiquinone involved in the pumping of 2 H plus ions, and here also again ubiquinone. So complex 2 interact with that ubiquinone, again complex 3 and again complex 4, right? See these these 4 complexes. Here 4 means, see, total complexes are 4. Total complexes are 4. Here complex 1 is not involved. Complex 1 is not involved. So here complex 2 involved, complex 3 involved, complex 4 involved. So this is the complex 5. So here totally these complexes are involved in the ATP synthesis. These complexes are involved in the ATP synthesis. So what I am telling here, FAD dehydrogenase interact with that FADH2, gains the electrons, right? See the complex 2 not involved in the pumping of H plus ions, but complex 1 involved in the pumping of H plus ions. So presence of complex 1, totally 6 H plus ions are transported, 3 ATPs are synthesized. But presence of complex 2, right? Presence of complex 2, here 2 H plus ions, here 2 H plus ions. So here 4 H plus ions are transported, 2 ATPs are synthesized. 2 ATPs are synthesized. The remaining pattern is same. Ubiquinone, right? Yeah, ubiquinone, right? Ubiquinol, right? Again the electrons passing from here one complex to another complex. Finally neutralization done by the molecular oxygen, right? So here water molecules formation. So pumping of H plus ions, ATP synthesis. So by this way ATP synthesis done by the involvement of complex 2. Involvement of complex 2. So complex 2 is involved. How many ATPs are synthesized? 2 ATPs are synthesized. Complex 1 is involved. How many ATPs are synthesized? 3 ATPs are synthesized. Complex 1 is involved means NADH plus H plus. Here complex 2 involved means FADH2 involvement. FADH2 involvement, right? So that is about that the complex 1 involvement and complex 2 involvement. All of you remember, we have to write the separate schematic presentation for the complex 1 and the complex 2. Complex 1 and the complex 2. So we can calculate based on the oxygen molecules also. Complex 1 is involved and 6 oxygen molecules are involved. Then finally how many number of ATPs are produced? Then we have to calculate. Again, complex 2 is involved, 6 oxygen molecules are involved. How many number of ATPs are synthesized? 6 oxygen molecules, again we have to convert into molecular oxygen. Total number of cycles, total number of ATPs. We have to calculate like that, right? So that is about that involvement of complex 1 and the complex 2. All of you remember, Sir, you said cytoplasm contains NADH plus H plus is equals to 2 ATPs. How? Cytoplasm contains NADH plus H plus. This is the cytoplasm contains NADH plus H plus is equals to 2 ATPs. How? See, we know about the membranes of the mitochondria. See, outer membrane is permeable to all the components. Outer membrane of mitochondria permeable to all the components. See, inner membrane of the mitochondria, this is selectively permeable or this is semi-permeable. Selective molecules are transported. So the cytoplasm produced NADH plus H plus easily crosses the outer membrane, interact with the ubiquinone. So, sir, why this one is not interact with that complex one? See, complex one is always present inner side. Complex 1 is always present inner side. Complex 2 is also always present inner side. Because inner side, whatever that TC cycle compounds are there, these are available. That's the reason why complex 1 and complex 2, always these are available inner side. These are not available outer side. So here NADH plus H plus, okay, that one produced within that cytoplasm. Okay, some of the theories are explaining. See, these are interact with that ubiquinone. So here 2 H plus ions are transported. Again here 2 H plus ions are transported by that cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm produced or glycolysis produced NADH plus H plus involved in the pumping of 4 H plus ions. 4 H plus ions. 2 ATPs are produced. That's the reason why the cytoplasm produced, okay, NADH plus H plus is equals to the 2 ATPs. Normally mitochondria produced within the mitochondria, NADH plus H plus is produced, that what is equals to the 3 ATPs. But glycolysis produced NADH plus H plus is equals to the 2 ATPs. So this is the pattern. This is different from that cytoplasm contains NADH plus H plus and mitochondria contains NADH plus H plus. So here, so this is about that complex 2 ATPs production. Then FADH2 is equals to 2 ATPs. Then NADH plus H plus is equals to 3 ATPs, which are produced inside the mitochondria. That is about the electron transport chain. In the next class, we discussed about respiration coefficient, right? Values of proteins, fats, right? And different types of components. We'll discuss in the next class, right?